Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, it's decision day for voters in America's battle for the White House and control of Congress. Plus, a breakdown of the Electoral College that will be pivotal in this election, what it is and how it works. And authorities are investigating after alleged vandalism was found at a Texas polling site Election Day morning.
Well, we had that frontal system last night, brought us a little bit of rain and some beautiful weather, but Tropical Storm Rafael stirring down in the Gulf of Mexico. Which way will it go? We'll have all that coming up in just a moment.
Plus, some 2,500 migrants have started walking, hoping Mexican authorities will allow them to eventually reach the U.S. border. You're watching 25 News now at 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for being with us. I'm Shawna Currie. Well, Election Day is here, and voters nationwide are casting ballots in the race for the White House and control of Congress. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are focusing on 7 key swing states: Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. They're all crucial to winning the 270 electoral votes needed. One voter in North Carolina not only made sure she got her vote in, but she also brought along her young daughter to the poll.
I love Election Day. I love to be out here to vote, and it was really important that I brought her with me so she kind of understands the importance of it and why we get up and do this every day.
Is this your first time voting?
I'm not allowed to vote.
She will be soon. Early results after polls close may not be decisive as states vary in counting procedures for early mail-in and Election Day votes. Both candidates held final rallies Monday night, with Harris in Pennsylvania and Trump in Michigan, where they ended the 3 campaigns. As you may recall from civics class, the popular vote doesn't decide the election. The Electoral College does, and it can be confusing. Here's how it works. Each state's political party selects electors, with each state getting the same number as its members in Congress, plus 3 for D.C., totaling 538. A candidate needs 270 electoral votes to win. On Election Day, states tally votes, and 48 states use a winner-takes-all approach. A projected winner is usually announced on election night, but electors cast their votes in mid-December. Although the Constitution does not require electors to vote for their party's nominee, most do, and some states mandate it. Well, if you're still needing to get your vote in, you still have time. Victoria County polling locations close at 7 o'clock tonight. Shortly after the polls close, 25 News Now will start getting early voting results for the presidential race between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris, along with the other races on the ballot. You can follow the results as they come in. We'll have them on our website, crossroadstoday.com. In North Texas, police are investigating overnight vandalism and damage to a polling location. It happened at the Tarrant County Sub Courthouse in Arlington. Police and officials found damaged windows and graffiti this morning after a building alarm was triggered. Police are looking at surveillance video, but they say they still do not know who is responsible. According to police, the graffiti was removed, temporary repairs were made to the windows, and both the sub-courthouse and election site opened at the scheduled times with normal operations today. So will weather be a factor for those getting in their vote this evening? Let's check in with First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez. Mac.
As a matter of fact, the rain was real cooperative. Came through early in the morning, not to mess with anybody trying to get to vote. And this evening it's going to be gorgeous, just gorgeous out there. Here's our frontal system. It came through last night, brought us about 1/3 of an inch of rain. We've got a nice dry northwest flow right about now. That's going to give us a couple of very lovely evenings, but the humidity rolls back in, and then we have another front, and then we'll talk about Rafael, all that coming up in just a moment. Back to you, Shawna.
Thanks, Mac. Well, tonight on 25 News Now at 10, our political expert joins us live in the studio. Woodrow Wilson Wagner is the Director of Institutional Strategies at the University of Houston, Victoria, and our 25 News Now political expert. Wagner will help give us some insight as we watch the election results come in tonight. And Crossroads voters will help decide who will represent the Texas Coastal Bend in the U.S. House of Representatives for District 27. 25 News Now reporter Trenton Whiting has been following that race. He joins us live with a preview ahead of tonight's results. Trenton.
In the race for U.S. Representative District 27, Republican incumbent Michael Cloud takes on Democrat challenger Tanya Lloyd. Lloyd is a first-grade teacher from Caldwell County. She is concerned about education, women's health care, and reproductive rights. Congressman Michael Cloud was elected to Congress in 2018. He serves on the Appropriations Committee. His initiatives aim to enhance safety and boost economic opportunities for the region. Cloud has been campaigning throughout several counties today and plans to join fellow Republicans at the Greeks 205 in Victoria as results come in later tonight. Lloyd's campaign has been hitting the streets as well while Lloyd finishes the school day. She'll be in Caldwell County at the Lockhart Arts and Crafts with fellow Democratic county candidates. We'll keep tabs on this race tonight to see which of these two candidates will serve District 27. Reporting live, Trenton Whiting, KAVU-TV, 25 News Now.
All right, thanks a lot, Trenton. Well, in the race for U.S. Senator, incumbent Republican Ted Cruz is facing Democrat Colin Allred. Cruz is running for his third Senate term, being first elected in 2013. Allred is the U.S. Congressman for District 32 in Texas. He won that seat over 11-term incumbent Pete Sessions in the 2018 election. Allred is a former football player at Baylor University and for the NFL's Tennessee Titans. For State Senator District 17, the candidates are Republican Joan Huffman and Democrat Kathy Chang. Senator Huffman was first elected to the Texas Senate in 2008, having been re-elected 5 times since. She currently serves as chair of 2 Senate committees. Chang was born in Taiwan and now lives in Houston. Chang's career experience includes working as a managing member of Chang & Associates, which is her own law practice. In the race for Victoria County Commissioner Precinct 1, incumbent Democrat Danny Garcia is running against Republican Kenneth Wells. Garcia has been county commissioner for 12 years. He highlights his dedication to Precinct 1 and the Bloomington community and the wider Victoria County. He gained a knowledge of administration working at TxDOT, where he learned how to budget. Wells, on the other hand, wants to focus on improving the south side of Victoria County, saying the county budget should reflect what the citizens value. Wells says he wants to be in attendance of every town hall meeting. And several area school districts have voter approval tax rate elections on the ballot. There's also one bond election. Industrial ISD, the Yoakum ISD, and Victoria ISD have a VATRE election to increase the district tax rate for employee pay increases. In Hallettsville, the school district has a bond election for a new athletic multi-purpose facility. And the race to decide the next state House representative for the Crossroads is one being watched closely. 25 News Now reporter Zach Brown is following the Texas House District 30 race, and he joins us live with more on that. Zach.
Well, thank you, Shawna. Texas House District 30 will have a new face for the first time since 1999. It was held by Jeannie Morrison for almost a quarter of a century, but by the end of tonight, we will know who will fill those shoes. It will come down to Republican A.J. Louderback or Democrat Stephanie Bassam. When talking to Bassam, she acknowledged this is a Republican-leading area, and she said her main goal was to foster a conversation between both sides and get people thinking. She also wanted to provide an option for Republicans who might be unhappy with their candidate. On the other side, A.J. Louderback is a veteran who served for many years as Jackson County Sheriff. He's pleased with early turnout. He expects a strong Republican showing tonight and says he's ready to get to work. As for Jeannie Morrison, she did not endorse either candidate. She was very friendly to both of those sides. We will have a new face in this seat for the first time in 25 years. Reporting live, Zach Brown, KVU-TV 25 News Now.
All right, thanks, Zach. Well, stay tuned with us this election night. We will have up-to-the-date results for local, regional, and national races on all of the Victoria Television Group stations and our website, crossroadstoday.com. And voters are getting a say on abortion policy in today's election with ballot measures and elections to office from president to local prosecutors. You can read this full article on our website, crossroadstoday.com. Well, some 2,500 migrants from at least a dozen countries have started walking in southern Mexico, hoping Mexican authorities will allow them to eventually reach the U.S. border. Migrant caravans ranging from hundreds to thousands have become increasingly common. Sometimes caravans form when immigration is in the public discussion. In October 2020, a caravan of about 3,000 migrants formed in Honduras ahead of that year's U.S. election. The former Mexican president frequently criticized the caravans as being political in nature. More recently, Mexican authorities have allowed migrants to exhaust themselves walking for a few days and then moving in to round them up. An American social media influencer known as Alpha Fox 78 on X says he was paid $100 by a Russian agent to post a fake voter fraud video. The influencer, who wants to remain anonymous, first shared a now debunked video showing a supposed Haitian immigrant claiming that he'd vote twice in Georgia for Kamala Harris. He claims a pro-Kremlin propagandist paid him to post the video and other videos before the election. He took down the video after realizing it was fake and says he regrets spreading Russian disinformation, insisting he was the one deceived. And here's a look at today's viewer poll. Did recent debates, text messages, or TV ads influence your vote? Overwhelmingly, 90% of you say no. There were some 10% that did feel influenced by those. But we want to hear from you. Visit our website, crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate. And we'll have the latest results on 25 News Now at 6. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button, click the notification bell, and you'll receive alerts so you can stay up to date on all of your local news. Stay with us. Straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5. The second drowning victim is recovered from Lake Corpus Christi, a 4-year-old boy. Also ahead, body cam video shows heated moments between police and football fans at Saturday's Georgia-Florida football game.
From the operating room to the classroom, a former area surgeon is making an impact in a whole new way. Find out how this award-winning teacher at Ganado High School traded scrubs for science.
If I can spread my knowledge and skills as much as I can to all those young people in medical, any type of science, math, I'd be happy.
And why the community can't stop singing his praises. Join anchor Shawna Currie for From Scalpel to Science, a 25 News Now Extra, Thursday night at 10.
Back. The body of a 4-year-old boy is recovered from Lake Corpus Christi. He's been identified as Gabriel Gonzalez of Mathis. San Patricio County Sheriff officials say Gonzalez and his sister were swimming in the lake while his father, 29-year-old Pedro Aguirre, was fishing at Catfish Cove at the state park. Aguirre and other family members jumped in when the siblings began struggling in the water. Aguirre and Gonzalez went underwater and didn't resurface. Aguirre's body was found Monday evening. The Hudson fire in Bastrop County is now 80% contained. Rain overnight helped keep the fire within established containment lines, while woody debris and stump holes are still smoldering and showing smoke. That fire broke out Sunday night, 8 miles east of the Bastrop city limits. At least 60 homes had to be evacuated as a precaution. Officials say it started from a structure fire and has burned an estimated 400 acres. A group in Louisiana has come up with a novel approach for creating living reefs in the bayou. They're using recycled oyster shells. Volunteers spread out 30-pound bags of oyster shells collected from local restaurants. The goal is to combat erosion, forming shoreline protection along the bayou's banks. Louisiana's coast has lost thousands of square miles of land over the last century, including the remote, boat-accessible village west of the Mississippi River, where this program is focusing. Body cam footage shows tense moments between deputies and fans at Saturday's Florida-Georgia game in Jacksonville, Florida. 4 people were arrested in 2 incidents. In one, a man threatened officers and yelled slurs after allegedly threatening a stadium employee. In the other, a group fought with police after being asked to leave. Video shows officers punching and using a stun gun. All 4 were charged and released. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is reviewing the incident. And now to medical news and disturbing numbers for young people looking to get a little extra kick. Rhiannon Alley explains.
This morning, with energy and sports drinks and coffee drinks all the rage among teens, a new study finds the rate of kids visiting hospital ERs for caffeine overdoses has skyrocketed, more than doubling since 2017 among kids ages 11 and 14, and nearly doubling among older teens.
Even with all the warnings about side effects, kids and teens are still consuming caffeinated beverages.
ER visits among boys exceeding girls. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends teens consume no more than 100 milligrams of caffeine per day. That's about 1 cup of coffee a day.
Most people, even adults who regularly consume caffeine, don't realize that some of those energy drinks that you can get in any store may contain 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine in just one 12-ounce can. And guess what? Any kid can go into a store and buy one.
Symptoms of caffeine overload include anxiety, heart palpitations, and, in severe cases, heart attacks and even death.
When in doubt, take the can, turn it around, and look to see how many milligrams of caffeine are in that beverage, or go online and look it up. Before giving your child or teen any beverage, you should absolutely know what's in it.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Doctors say another result of all this caffeine consumption, kids losing sleep and losing focus in school.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's 78 degrees, pretty nice day. You got to admit, after that front came through last night, about 4 o'clock in the morning is when it hit right on the money, and we got that rain. Now 79 was our official high. The average is 77, so finally we're doing something close to normal and not in the 90s. The rainfall total was 2,800 hundredths out at the airport. That brought the month of November to 3,100 hundredths, and we're 2 inches below our annual rainfall. We'll be talking about what to expect for the rest of the week after this. Well, if any of you are going to the polls, you better get out there now. It's going to be a lovely evening. You got to get there before 7 o'clock. Here's our front that came through last night. It brought us the nice little rain shower activity. It wasn't a lot, but it was something, and it's better than nothing. It's what I always say. Front is now out over the Gulf waters and beginning to stall. You see the strong southerly winds ahead of it. Of course, the westerly winds that brought us the drier air that was very comfortable for today. Up to the north, that's where the big storm center is located, but out to the west, very interesting to me. Now the second winter storm developing in the southern Rockies. In fact, for those of you that know Santa Fe, New Mexico, it's a beautiful little town established in the 1600s. They got their first snow of the season today, so the plaza is all covered up with snow there. So that's a good sign that the winter is getting going around here. Now, here we are, and you can see on this scale, we didn't have much to get too excited about. So about a quarter of an inch to maybe a half an inch. Looks like the folks down in Seadrift and Port Lavaca did get over an inch of rain, so I guess somebody got lucky. So what's happening in the next 48 hours? Well, you see how that tomorrow the Gulf air basically got pushed out to sea. It's gonna roll back in by the time we get to Thursday, and all of a sudden we'll pick up a southerly wind and you'll see the cloud deck rolling back in, and that is actually going to give us a few little sprinkle showers. Now these are going to be less strong, not as strong as what we saw last night, because these don't have any upper air support for them, but you will see a few little showers, feel a little humid as well as we warm up, but basically we're just waiting for the next cold front. Where is the next cold front? Well, you see it forming right there. Excuse me. It is going to be forming in West Texas. Here's more snow for northern New Mexico. This front will be around our area probably Friday night. And there is Rafael. What is Rafael going to do? Well, here's a close-up look. Rafael began to strengthen today. Is up to 70 miles an hour, tropical storm, almost a hurricane. It'll be a hurricane tonight. It's down not far from the Jamaica and will be rolling through the Cayman Islands tonight. It is basically as a minimal hurricane, but it's still a lot of trouble. Then it will strengthen and move over Cuba as a Category 1. That would be on Wednesday, and then it goes into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, normally, and what I've been saying all winter, summer long, was that the waters were very warm. They were, until those two tropical storms came in, stirred everything up, and so the waters now are cooler than average because they got mixed up by the big storms. And so the storm is going to develop and move, and then fall apart somewhere here. I do believe the center will be closer to Panama City, but the official forecast takes it to New Orleans, not as a hurricane, but as a tropical storm, and even that will be weakening as well. So tomorrow, looking for a good-looking day with an 80 out in Port Lavaca. For those of you in Cuero, not bad at all. Lots of sunshine, 81 degrees, and your 7-day forecast. Great for Wednesday. Little bit of cloud cover and humidity Thursday, Friday. Next front Friday night, so we may have a few showers for football, but the Saturday and Sunday forecast is really, really nice. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that, put Crossroads Today on your cell phone. And here's Shawna.
Well, Matt, can we take a vote and keep these cooler temperatures around?
Okay.
Since it's election day.
But do it before 7 o'clock.
Okay, we'll do that. Well, coming up next on 25 News Now at 5, we'll take a look at your stocks. Plus, volatility on the price of Donald Trump's media group triggers 2 trading halts on this election day. Taking a look at today's stocks, the Dow is up 427 points. The S&P 500 is up 70 points. The Nasdaq is up 259 points, and oil is up 68 cents, closing at $72.06 per barrel. Well, shares of former President Trump's social media company surge on Election Day. Trump Media and Technology Group's stock jumped 13% this morning, adding to a 12% gain on Monday and rebounding from last week's losses. Traders have been betting that a Trump win could boost the value of its conservative platform, Truth Social, as a potential hub for presidential communications. Notably, Trump Media's stock trades more on hype and momentum tied to Trump's political fortunes than on traditional fundamentals. The Boeing strike is over. Workers voted to accept Boeing's latest offer, ending the costly strike. The contract includes a total pay raise exceeding 43% over 4 years, with a 13% immediate raise, followed by 9% in each of the next 2 years and then 7% in the fourth year. Workers will also receive a $12,000 ratification bonus, though the traditional pension plan was not reinstated. The strike, which began on September 13th, was the most expensive in over 25 years. The workers will be back at work on Wednesday. Well, super giant televisions are flying off store shelves. TVs that measure 97 inches and more diagonally across are also known as XXL TVs. They're becoming a huge hit thanks to cheaper prices. Research firm Circana says prices for 98-inch TVs have fallen 53% from just a year ago, with sales soaring 877% over the past year. Ultra-large televisions still aren't cheap, though. Many of the options range in price between $1,700 to $3,000. One particular feature of interest for buyers of the XXL TVs is the multi-view option. Well, stay with us. We'll take one last look at your forecast when we come back. Plus, we're getting our first view of a rare pygmy hippo calf that was born last week, how she's bringing new hope for the endangered species. And here's a look at what's coming up on World News Tonight, right after 25 News Now at 5.